Welcome back to the channel. Another It's Tadpole UFC video. Breaking down this weekend's event. We got Derrick Lewis versus Daukaus. Last event of 2021. It's been a rough year for the Tadpole. Last week, no exception. Keep up with the trend. It was a great card from an entertainment perspective, but I went shit on my tips. I went 3 wins, 4 losses. We missed the multi. Had a couple of nice calls along the way with Dominic Cruz, tipped Charles Oliveira. I took Cody Garbrandt, but to be honest, I was just as happy seeing him get knocked the fuck out by one of the boys from my own backyard than I would have been in just seeing him win that fight. I'm pretty over this year, to be honest. We're going to be quick. We're going with some outrageous calls. Because why not, I got Christmas fever. I'm running a fucking temperature. We've only got the one multi, no singles. It's fucking huge. Wait till the back end. Let's go. Pardon me. Swanson versus Darren Elkins. Swanson 1.39 times and $1.45. Darren Elkins 3.54 times and $2.63. I'm not beating around the bush. I got SoCal, Swanson. Darren Elkins, he's gritty. He's a veteran, but his style is ugly as shit. He's slow. He lumbers forwards. The forwards pressure could be something that could trap Cub at points, but Swanson is so much faster, better, cleaner, more technical, more versatile. Could definitely get dicey for him in a third round because Darren goes all day and Cub drops off. But, I think that Cub's got good enough defensive wrestling to keep Darren off him as the fight wears on. Hurt him to all 3 target zones, rip the body, kick the legs, pour the damage on the damage, and take the neck after a sloppy double leg entry in the second round. So that's it. It's Swanson via second round submission at 40.16 times. Swanson, you look at the resume, he's only got 4 career submissions. And, Elkins, he's a good grappler. He's a black belt. But fuck it. It's the end of the year. And this is the first of my kind of out-of-the-box calls on this card. And when you think about it, submission defense, it gets thrown out the window when you're hurt. And Cub's going to hurt this man. The Pineda win was impressive. Swanson has only lost to Frankie Edgar, Max Holloway, Brian Ortega, Renato Moicano, Shane Burgos, and Giga Chikadze in the last 10 years. Darren Elkins has fought some top dogs as well, but not like that. Cub only loses to the top tier. Darren Elkins is a ways off that at this point. Moving along. Matias Gamrot versus Carlos Diego Ferreira. Gamrot 1.35 times and $1.47. Ferreira 3.85 times and $2.57. I got Gamrot. I like Diego. He's a very, very good jiu-jitsu practitioner. He's got okay striking, but his defensive wrestling is poor. I feel like he lacks strength in the clinch and in body lock scenarios. And 2 fights ago, when he was on the come up and him and Darius were pitted in a contender's bout, he lost all of his momentum. Last time out, we saw the cardio dump against Gregor Gillespie. That was seriously concerning. Gamrot is an absolute beast, cardio monster, fantastic offensive wrestler, got pressure for days and serious power in his hands. He slept Jeremy Stevens with 1 shot. It's ridiculous. Diego, he might have a decent first round, but that recent history and the look in the Gregor fight, I'll back him to wilt under this relentlessness that is Matias Gamrot. And I'm taking Gamrot via knockout in the second round at 2.99 times. If I'm looking down the barrel here, and if you're a follower and you're looking for a high-priced play, the submission, it's thereabouts, man. Gamrot has 5 professional submissions and 6 professional knockouts. He mixes it up. He could have his way from top. And that price tag on the submission is near on 10 times what the knockout is paying. But that's all weighed in with the fact that Ferreira is a very, very good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And the path of least resistance in this bout will just be to pound Ferreira out from side, from half guard, from the back. But yeah, probably on the ground. Drinks break. Moving on. Rafael Assunção versus Ricky Simon. Assunção 2.02 times and $3.32. Ricky Simon 1.98 times and $1.30. I got Ricky Simon by WrestleFuck. Assunção, he's a good fighter. I don't think he should be priced this wide, but he just doesn't have the power to keep guys off of him, to make them pay on the entries. And Ricky Simon is going to be entering all day. He's a pressure fighter, very, very good forwards movement, very erratic, and he's much faster than Assunção. He's got awkward movement to trouble Rafael on his reads, and just what I expect to see is Rafael to get overwhelmed, and then to get clinched at every opportunity. Assunção has really solid takedown defense, it must be said. It sits at around 80%, but Ricky doesn't mind. You know, he'll get deep on the hips, chase the angles, but if he doesn't hit it, he'll settle for the clinch. He'll sap his opponent, drag him down, and all in all, it's a tough matchup for Rafael. Once on the mat, he's got good jiu-jitsu, but Ricky Simon is very wise on the ground, and he spends a lot of time down there, both in fights, and then it's his bread and butter. His training camps would be inbuilt with grappling training, and that's why I'm on Ricky Simon via submission in the third at 30.61 times. It's a bit of a tricky one taking a Ricky Simon finish. He's not a finisher by any means, but I think this fight spends at least 10 of its total allocated 15 minutes in grappling scenarios, and I don't think that Assunção is going to be able to hang around for 15 at this pace, you know, with lots of grappling scenarios, getting worn out, getting dragged down. And I'm going to take a head and arm choke from side control, wedged in against the cage. Really uncomfortable position for Rafael. Thanks for coming. Cheers, Ricky. Next fight, we've got two chicks, strawweight. Amanda Lemos versus Angela Hill. Amanda Lemos 2.40 times and $1.22. Angela Hill 1.72 times and $3.96. I'll be the first to say I'm not sold by Amanda Lemos. She's got 2 first-round knockouts this year, but subpar competition in Lavinia Souza and Montserrat Ruiz. Angela Hill's a real fighter. You know, she's never been slept. She can take her pudding. She can go toe-to-toe, and then by way of her own offense has volume striking. You know, she's been throwing kicks more recently, and she's got pretty speedy hands, you know. But I want the new wave. Amanda ain't no spring chicken, but she's fresh meat. You know, she's entertaining on the feet. She's much prettier with her striking. I'd say she turns her hips into it a little more as well, carries a little more power. She gets tagged. Angela will land. Wait. Fuck it. Fuck the new wave. Lemos has shit defense. You know, she's got momentum with the 2 wins this year, but Angela won't go away easy, and if she does, then I'll eat my hat. You know, Angela, she's going to be able to take those shots, defend those takedowns, get some offense off on the clinch, go for volume, hit that body. Angela Hill's going to finish this shit in the 3rd round. Angela Hill, 3rd round knockout, 17.07 times. I mean, she's going to land over 100 strikes, undoubtedly. And the only time that's happened in Amanda Lemos' career, she got slept by Leslie Smith. Angela Hill's got pillow fists, in my opinion, I must say, so it's a bit of a risky one. She doesn't appear to have power, but it's going to be an accumulation. Pressure, the cardio, work the body, work the legs. And just for the fact of not going away like Amanda's last two opponents, I think that's going to fuck with her head. Overkill. Let's do it. Co-main. Racing through this card. Stephen Thompson versus Belal Muhammad. Stephen Thompson 1.22 times and $1.37. Belal 5.55 times and $2.92. A very big underdog on verdict. And that's why I'm taking Wonderboy. Tricky guys back there. I have to say, the loss to Gilbert Burns, it surprised me. I had Wonderboy, but Gilbert Burns, respect. He managed to close the space. He cut him off super well. Much better than many other opponents we've seen of Wonderboy. And just found him at the end of his shots. And when he did, had the power to make it count. And then enforced the grappling as well. You know, Belal Muhammad is going to try and replicate that performance, but he won't. He just won't. Wonderboy's going to bounce back. The lateral movement is too slick. The hands too fast. The kicks too swift. And I don't think Belal's going to be able to enforce the grappling either. He's just not going to get his hands on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Belal, you know, he's very technical in his striking. I like him, must be said. I don't think he's overly flashy. He's not overly powerful, but he's a working class fighter. He's got a chin. You know, he can handle big power, and he has done that in the past and relied on it. For that reason, I don't think that Stephen Thompson's going to find the knockout shot. Of course, timing beats power. And Stephen Thompson has impeccable timing and very precise with his shot selection. But I still don't think it's going to lead to a knockout. I just think he's going to land 70. We'll go with 70 to 75 strikes to about 35 to 40 from Belal. I think he's going to double him up. Win a pretty clear 30-27 decision victory. And it's just that simple. Wonderboy via decision at 1.84 times. It's short, but it's what we're on. Derrick Lewis versus Derrick Lewis. The Black Beast versus Chris Daukaus. Derrick Lewis, the verdict favourite at 1.54 times, but juicily priced as the betting underdog at $2.10. Chris Daukaus 2.85 times on verdict and $1.72 at the bookies. Black Beast, let's go. Chris Daukaus, this man, he is not ready. Interviews this week, he reckons he is this new breed. He ain't. I don't think he's cut from the same cloth as Cyril Gane, as Tom Aspinall. This is a big test. It remains to be seen whether he is. But I think it becomes glaringly obvious this weekend that he is not. Derrick Lewis always has that power. Don't place him as an underdog against mid to low tier competition. Have the bookies not learned? We know what he is. It looks ugly. He'll get pressured back. He'll get out-volumed. He'll look tired. His cardio sucks. But he has only ever been put away by the creme de la creme of this division. You know, he's a mainstay. He's been there for as long as I've been a fan. You look at Chris Daukaus' record. He's been slept twice by two absolute no-names on the regional circuit. He's soft to the body, has a waistline like cookie dough. He moves okay, he's explosive, but Lewis is more so. You know, Derrick has exceptional timing. He makes good reads, and he is a smart striker for as much as his cardio is a shortcoming and it limits him somewhat. But he's going to land that shot. I am supremely confident in that. Supremely. Chris Daukaus is the better grappler. But Derrick Lewis is a tough, big 265er to track to the mat. And Chris Daukaus' black belt, if he subs Derrick Lewis, I'll eat another fucking hat. Which will be 2 hats on the card. And I'll be very full from hats. Derrick Lewis, second round knockout, 1.62 times. A disgustingly low price, but it's easy work. Alright, it's the multi-time. I told you I told you guys it was a big one. We're diving into the prelims. I'm taking Charles Jourdain, Jourdain, via decision. Taking Sijara Eubanks by a finish, Matthias Gamrot by the knockout, and Derrick Lewis by the knockout. Summed up at $151.84 on Sportsbet. That is like 8 times the price of the typical multi per annums. And you know, I thought, why not? This year's been awful, but if we hit this one, this year's been good. Scared money don't make money. That's a wise man once told me. I'll give you guys a little bit of reasoning for those 2 prelim picks. Charles Jourdain, he's better than Andre Ewell. You know, Andre is a really nice striker, but he's just so average. Charles Jourdain's more active, has much more heart. He also has some grappling to lean on. The reason why I like the decision is Andre has nice footwork and he does roll with shots, you know. If you check his Instagram, he's a bit of a dancer. I don't necessarily see him getting slept here, even though Charles carries the power edge. I just hope, for God's sake, that John Anik doesn't tell us about Andre Ewell's custody battle. That would be a bad look, John. Sijara Eubanks, she's going to have her way with Melissa Gatto. I've got this on confirmation from a really close friend. He's all over Sijara Eubanks. And I've got to agree with him. Shout out to Robbie. Great work, great find with this bet, mate. Sijara's got way more power on the feet. She is a dominant grappling force. She has subs there, but she loves the ground and pound, and I see a finish coming via that method at some point, probably second round. Yeah, I'll hang my hat on the second round. I'll hang my hat this time because I would have eaten the rest of the bloody bastards. No hat eating this weekend. We eating fucking caviar this weekend when this multi sails in. Those were the 2 prelim picks. The other picks in the multi, you know what it is. Thanks for tuning in this year, you guys. If you have, it's been a slow grind. The back end of the year, a little bit trickier getting videos out. This is my first back-to-back fight card prediction video in a good few months. So, thanks as always. Description within my record from this year, last year, and the total if you want to scope it. That's it. I'll see you guys in the new year. Merry Christmas. Have a merry festive season. And catch up.